Hi, I'm Susan Stukas and we're going to make baked beans with apples. You primarily use your same normal baked bean recipe. I spray my bean pot with Pam, and then I take the sliced belly pork into the bean pot, cover the bottom to help prevent your beans from burning. And I usually take my baked beans. I use 3/4 of a cup of soldier beans, and I use 3/4 of a cup of yellow eyes. So this is a 2-pound bag. So I'm just going to say, okay, that's half, that's 3/4, and I'm going to dump it in with some water. I did not soak my beans overnight. If I had, they would cook faster. So these are going to take longer to cook for you. So if you do this the night before, put them in the oven, let them cook all night, you'll be in good shape. Okay, I got my beans in there. I'm just going to let them in the water a little bit and let them sit for a second. I'm going to put the rest of our ingredients together. I use a cup of sugar, or half a cup to a cup, depending on how sweet everything is. A cup of sugar, a half a teaspoon of dry mustard, and a half a teaspoon of the other kind of mustard. And if you make a mess, don't worry about it. And I add a teaspoon of instant coffee. The instant coffee, the only thing it's going to do is help color up the beans a little bit more. And if you like dark color beans when they come out, you can also add molasses right now if you wanted to. I take boiling water and I mix it so I can dissolve the sugars and the spices. And just mix it till it dissolves well. Sometimes the liquid mustard will clump up on you like that. You just kind of squish it out a little bit. The onions, I use 2 onions. I chop them up. I already did that. They're right here. That's about the consistency I do. Some are small, some are big. You know, nothing is really super uniform. Then I take 2 apples. This one is a Matsu and this one's a Cortland. And this is what they look like normally. Is your Matsu and your Cortland. A lot of people don't know about the Matsus. It's a very good cooking apple. It cooks very similar to your Cortlands, except it's a little bit firmer when you cook. So it stays a little bit crunchier in your pies and stuff. These I just slice up. Nothing fancy. And then I just kind of look at it and see if they're all similar size or whatnot. Mix up the beans. I'm going to put a handful in, a couple of handfuls I should say. And then I'm just going to layer it. I'm going to throw some onions on top of them, and some apples. And then we're going to put another layer of the salt pork. Now, I bought this already sliced. I cheated, but I find I like it a lot better. I like my fingers. So, and then just cover the mixture again, and then you're just going to repeat it with the rest of your ingredients. Okay. And now you're going to take your mixture of your sugars and mustards and a little bit of the coffee, and you're pouring it over the top of the whole mixture. Okay. And then you're going to take your salt pork and cover the top. This will help the beans from drying out a bit, as well as let the salt pork flavor go down into your beans. Now, I'm going to cook these overnight, so I'm going to add additional water to this so that it doesn't burn on me. So I'm going to take the rest of my hot water, put it in until it just covers like that. And I broke the lid to my bean pot. So all I do is I take foil and I make a lid. took the foil, cut it in half, folded it in half, and then just crinked those edges on, and then stick it right on the top. Okay, now I put this in my regular oven at 350 overnight, and usually I'll get up a couple of times and check them to make sure they're not burning or cooking too fast. And if you like something that's darker looking in beans, you can add molasses. And that's it.